Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay. On the way home from getting dinner and coffee, God reminded me about Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve in the garden. God created Eve from the rib of Adam. But God created Adam first. He created man first. Eve was supposed to be Adam's, basically, right hand. Right hand lady, right hand woman. They were supposed to be partners. But Adam was supposed to be the lead, the head of the unit, basically making the decisions, steering the course and whatnot. And Eve was supposed to be like I said, his right hand woman, his right hand partner. She's supposed to be by his side, but also have his back, right? While out in the garden, the serpent, the snake, came and talked to Eve. Convinced her to take from the forbidden tree and eat from the forbidden tree. Enticed her, alleviated and or relieved her concern with what God had said about the tree, not to touch it, not to eat from it. She was persuaded. And then she went back to Adam and persuaded him to do what God had said not to do. I'm not going to get too deep into that part because you already know exactly what occurred. I'm going to expound upon it in today. Woman was supposed to be, in a lot of ways, taking care of the household, as well as taking care of her husband, her man, making sure that, one, he's fed, nourished, making sure that he's satisfied physically, sexually, as well as heard and respected, but also that his emotional needs, which he cannot share with other individuals out in the world because of the fact that he will be made fun of, he'll be laughed at, he'll be treated less than, he will be subjected to humiliation and mistreatment, right? So he reserves that for his home. This woman goes out into the world, socializes with other women, as well as other men possibly, and brings what she has learned from these other women, from these other men, back into her household, and subjects not only her children, but her partner, her mate, to whatever it was that she learned out there. And that could set him on the wrong course. That could make him or cause him to make decisions that are not right for their future. The woman also feels as if she has an advantage over her husband, her man, because she's gone out and she's gotten information which could or could not be credible, could or could not be accurate, could or could not be right. She has knowledge or information that she could withhold from her mate, so that he'll make decisions that she wants him to make. She will manipulate as well as coerce with her sex, as well as by withholding the emotional connection that she has with her husband. And you wonder why there are men that don't trust women. You wonder why there are men that don't like women. You wonder why there are men that treat their women in a stern manner, because they are aware of how women can act and behave. There should be a nice balance there, right? But sadly, it's either all one way or all the other way, and or there is a balance that slowly starts to shift in one direction or another direction. I was thinking about this the other day too. It takes two to create a life, but really it takes three. It takes three. And a lot of individuals have kept the third person out of the equation because they want to force things to go in their way. And it's usually the woman that's forcing it. Who's the third person? Well, if you haven't figured it out, it's God. You left God out of the equation. You left God out of the mix with that. So there are women forcefully bringing in children into this world out of wedlock because they decided to use their sex to either manipulate and or coerce a man to pick them and or want them, so that they'll have to get married, forcing that. You see what I'm talking about here? You see where I'm getting at? Wow. And you wonder why there are so many broken homes. You wonder why there are so many baby mamas. You wonder why there are men that are not interested in getting married, as well as not interested in having children. They just want to play. They just want to have fun. And they're going to certain means to be able to do so and not get caught up. Wow. And I'm going to speak on this too, because it really matters. It's really important. A lot of these women want to blame other people for the reasons why they're going through certain things they're going through now, because of their decisions, their choices that they made. They want to blame other women. They want to blame competition, and or they want to compete, right? They want to blame other women because they look good, or they're attractive, or they got their shit together, when they themselves don't have their shit together, when they themselves are not attractive. And so they want to treat and or subject those that do have their stuff together, those that are attractive, and I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally attractive. They want to subject them to harsh treatment because they're jealous and they're envious. Because they're scared that their husband, their mate, is going to find somebody else that is better than them. So they wanna blame other women for why they're going through what they're going through, what they're dealing with, when they need to be looking at themselves in the mirror. Yeah. Now, you also have some women that have problem with homosexuals and have problems with transgender women as well, too. I gotta speak on this. Because the same thing. You're luring. You're taking our men. You're doing this. You're doing that. No. I think it's a myriad of different reasons, but it's not that we're luring them, and it's not that we're tricking them. A lot of them are losing their lovers. Let's just put it that way. I just heard the song, there must be 50 ways to leave your lover. They're leaving who they're attached to because they're no longer happy with who they're attached to, and they're realizing the truth about who they are as well as what they like and what they want because they were forced and or coerced into a life that was pushed on them. It pisses me off. It angers me. Years and lots of women, as well as men, have so much trauma, anger, resentment at each other, as well as at other people. And for a majority of them, they really need to look at themselves in the mirror and see where it was within them that they got caught up and caught out there. To where now you have individuals saying, I hate you so much right now. I hate you. Not only do I hate this person, but I hate this person. I hate this person. I hate these individuals. And I'm going to do anything I can to take out my anger on them. It's old. It's what was that movie? I can't remember who the actress was, but she says, I'm tired of that story. I've heard this story time and time again, and I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this story. I'm tired of hearing the same damn story over and over again. How about it's somebody else's fault? It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. And they're not taking any accountability for their actions and their choices in their lives. But they want to blame other people and take it out on other people and affect other people. We're now living in a society where, for a lot of individuals, it's just one big fucking playground for them. They just want to go out there and they want to hump and they want to fuck, and they don't want to get married. They don't want to settle down. They don't want to attach themselves to somebody because they have traumas that they haven't healed from, and they're meeting and are dealing with other people that have traumas that they haven't healed from, and they're taking it out on each other, and then they're still bringing in children into this world that are going to be going through trauma and suffering because of their parents' choices and decisions. And so it's a repetitive cycle. And like I said, I'm tired of that story. I'm so tired of it. And no one wants to make the necessary changes in their lives to change the narrative. You have people that want to go to one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum instead of finding that nice middle ground, that nice gray area, and just kind of swaying slightly back and forth, right? You have people that want to go either hard left or hard right. And it's not always like that. It's not always like that. And then, like I said, you have some people, they decide in the initial and beginning, oh, we'll stay in the gray area, we'll stay, fluid and whatnot, until one side wants to force things to go in a certain direction. And then boom, it's a hard left, or boom, it's a hard right. And then you have two people basically just butting heads. And then as those two people are butting heads, they're taking out their frustrations and their issues and their traumas on other people out there in the world that got it together and are living their lives. And they're angry and pissed off that they themselves are not able to get it together. Goodness gracious. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you got something from this message. I really do. Until next time.